All right, to get started with the regular season, I just wanted to go over some stats for the preseason. So first thing is Sheldon Daniels had 4 TDs but 8 interceptions. Geno didn't play that much, but he had 2 TDs and no picks. Leading the way rushing was Ken Walker, who came back and had about 75 rushing yards per game in preseason, but really just had one explosive game with 3 rushing touchdowns. Receiving wise, it was a mixed bag. A bunch of different players got involved in the passing game. And then defensively, leading the way was Christian Patterson, our rookie outside linebacker, getting a sack and also getting an interception. In terms of cuts, our philosophy is basically any young players that are promising, we're going to add them to the practice squad, and any older players that have, kind of crappy contracts or maybe 1 year left on their deal that we don't see being a part of the team, where they're maybe like a low 60 overall and they're like 28 years old, they're past their prime, then we're going to go ahead and probably cut those players most likely. So we have about 4 cuts left to make, and we have a lot of depth at the safety positions, and also we're looking to potentially add another safety. So we got rid of Mo Osling, and then I think for Jarek Reed, we decided to add him to the practice squad. For some reason, we had a backup kicker, so we decided to cut him from the roster. And then for our last move, we decided to add Joey Blunt to the practice squad. We also decided to make one big move to enhance the roster. Rayshawn Jenkins is beginning to regress, and so we need another hard-hitting safety. Why did we trade for Trenton Simpson for a second, a third, and like a fourth? The reason being, we're going to move Trenton Simpson from middle linebacker to strong safety. Now, you might think that's a little ridiculous. I've done that in the past with other franchises, but the main reason we're doing it is because his archetype and his skill set perfectly fits what a strong safety could be.
What's up, you guys? Back with the Seahawks franchise. I'm excited for season number 2 of our franchise, and if you guys didn't see, we traded for Trenton Simpson, and we actually moved him from his middle linebacker spot. So he was actually on the trade block, and he was a middle linebacker, but we moved him over to strong safety to fill sort of the Rayshawn Jenkins sort of role as potentially a box safety, which I think he could absolutely do with his 6'2", 91 speed, 95 excel. And again, the great thing about this is he has 75 block shed as a safety, which is probably the highest, I think, of any safety in the league. And his finesse move is pretty solid too. It's nearly a 70. He's about 90 hit power. And his pursuit and his tackle are okay. His zone coverage needs to go up. So does his man coverage. But it's definitely doable. He's only 23 years old, so he's got plenty of time to develop. He's going to play behind Julian Love and probably get snaps that normally Rayshawn Jenkins would get as a box safety. All right, we're going to set our season goal. Our first game is against the Jets, and if you were curious, they don't have, let's see, we're going to try to make the playoffs this year. And the Jets don't have Aaron Rodgers, so Zach Wilson is going to be their starting quarterback. Not sure what to expect from this team. We have a camp standout. And from the preseason, I can say, let's see. Okay, so yeah, that does make sense actually that we have Christian Patterson as the camp standout. He played really well in preseason, and he had I think he had multiple sacks. He had a pick 6, I think, too, and he forced a fumble. And so we could potentially get his dev trait upgraded. We don't know what it is yet because he's a rookie and we just drafted him. So it's still hidden dev. But this could potentially lead to him getting Superstar or Superstar X Factor as a rookie. We just don't really know where he's at. Starting out as a 75 overall, he could be anywhere from Star Dev to Superstar X Factor already. And so for opening day, playing against the Jets, I'm going to say stifling defense. We did upgrade the defense quite a bit, I feel like. And so we should expect a better defensive performance, especially against Zach Wilson. I'm hoping. Especially against Zach Wilson, I'm expecting and hoping that we can, I would say, disrupt the passing game, get some pressure, and hopefully keep them under 200 passing yards. I think that should be the goal for us. I don't think that Zach Wilson has a lot of weapons on this team. He has Mecole Hardman, he has Garrett Wilson. Tyler Conklin's getting a little bit older. We had a couple of upgrades to go through before the game as well. So both of our starting corners are getting upgrades, and Julian Love. So Tariq Woolen. And we're going to continue to work on his man coverage, going to boost this up, and we're going to see where his man is at now that he is in his 3rd season. And so his man coverage is, at least okay now. It's almost into the 80s at this point, so it's not that bad. Devin Witherspoon, we're going to get him up to an 85 overall, but actually I want to boost his slot again. I don't want him to be just a pure man coverage corner because I think, again, he's such a versatile cornerback that he could do a little bit of everything. He could play slot. He could play safety even with his hit power and his, his block shed's not great, but with his hit power, he definitely come down and get some big hits. And his tackling is pretty solid too, but yeah, so far he's heavily focused on man coverage for sure. You can see he's got 87 man and 73 zone. He's kind of like the inverse of Tariq Woolen, which isn't great. I was hoping for a little bit more balance for both of them. Julian Love, we're going to upgrade him, and we're going to upgrade him as a hybrid safety because what he's great at, actually, along with Quandre Diggs, is he's a great man coverage and zone coverage safety. And so right now his man is 80, which is actually higher than his zone coverage, which I don't know how to feel about that exactly. I was hoping that his zone coverage would be in the 80s at least. Abe Lucas, we're going to finally get him up to an 80 overall at right tackle, which is great in his third season. And let's see. So he's always been more of a pass blocker, especially coming out of Washington State where they were kind of like an air raid offense. And one more upgrade I want to make, we're gonna automate the other two, is we're gonna get Mike Morris up to a 70 overall. And if you're curious, like why do we care about Mike Morris? There's a couple reasons why. So this dude is only 23. He's 6'6", nearly 300 pounds, and the dude has already got 81 block shed as a second-year player and 70 power moves. So he is a great 3-4 defensive end, and he's still very young. And we're going to go ahead and auto-upgrade these ones. But after going through all of that, we don't have anything to do draft-wise, looking at hiring and assigning any scouts. So we already kind of did some of that off camera. I think the main thing, actually, though, is West, Central, and Northeast aren't correct. Really what we're going to focus on is we didn't find a great quarterback yet to take over for Geno. And so Geno is going to be starting this year, and we don't know if Daniels or Shane Kirkland are going to be good at QB. They're both normal devs, so we can't expect much from them. So really that's going to be our main focus in this upcoming draft class. And if you look at the draft class itself, we have a number of potential great quarterbacks. We have Curtis Saunders. We got Dalton Hall, supposed to be a top 5 projection. Jamie Saunders. That's kind of weird. And then Alex Contreras is a 6'6 QB. We got Juan Corona. And Darquez Devine is around 3 to 4. And after that, it's just late round draft picks at quarterback. And then there's a couple other positions that are good too. But if you look at our team and the team needs over to the left, I mean, really, offensively, we don't have a lot of team needs. It's C+ for center, but we just drafted a center that's a rookie that's a 76 overall, so we really don't even need a center. Our offense is looking pretty great. It's just the quarterback position that we're going to have to worry about as Geno continues to regress. And then defensively, there's a lot of holes that we still need to work on, especially because we lost a lot of those players in free agency. All right, so these are the main focuses for our scouts based off of who is available at each individual region. We're focusing on a lot of quarterbacks. Nationally, we're focusing on quarterback, and then there's a really good corner and wide receiver class too. All right, time for the season opener in New York. Well, I guess technically in New Jersey, but we'll see what the Jets come out and look like. They made the playoffs last season with Aaron Rodgers at the helm, but he has retired, and they did not achieve that goal of winning a Super Bowl. And I have to assume that Aaron Rodgers retired. I don't know for a fact that he did. I didn't check to see if he was on any other teams, but I would assume that if he wasn't on the Jets, that he would have had to have retired, because I would assume he'd re-sign with the Jets if he was going to continue playing. But yeah, Zach Wilson is their starting QB, and he is only a 71 overall. And we're going to see if we can come out and immediately put some pressure on him. Went out in cover 1, trying to get him to make a throw. Devin Bush gets beat by Tyler Conklin on the first play, and they pick up 20 yards. Actually, that wasn't to Conklin. That was to their backup tight end, Ruckert. All right, coming out in cover 3. They're in single back, expecting... we get an easy interception. Robert Quinn drops back and easily picks off Zach Wilson. Starting from the 40-yard line, what a play from the veteran defensive end that we picked up, mostly because he's a mentor at the defensive end position. But making a huge impact already in his first game, and we were actually planning on benching him for, Toby Nowak, who we drafted first. But yeah, obviously we have Kenya Porter, and then we have Toby Nowak we want to get in, and we also have... Derek Hall and Boye Mafe want to get some PT too as well. So Robert Quinn's not going to touch the field all that much for us this season, I don't expect. But yeah, making a huge play already. making his mark. And Ken Walker on his first carry. Nice to have Ken Walker back at least. Doesn't matter if it was for 1 yard, but he is finally able to play in a regular season game for us after missing the entire first year of our franchise with a torn pec. That gun sort of tight here underneath. Geno to Tyler Lockett, and Geno has lost some of his fastball a little bit too. He didn't ever have crazy high throw power, but now his throw power is down to 86, which is really low. Most quarterbacks at least have like 88 throw power that are starting. You know, Jalen Hurts has a little bit of lower throw power too, which doesn't even make sense to me, but even he has higher throw power than 86. Geno, I'm not sure why they're hitting him for his throw power, but yeah, it's going to make it harder to fit the balls, fit some of his passes into tighter windows. Got a little RPO. They give it off to Ken Walker using the stiff arm to make it 3rd and 5. Get a positive yards at least. And we're going to have a much more balanced offensive game plan for this season. As long as Ken Walker stays healthy, he's going to get a big workload for us. And we got to throw it away. We can't get it off in time. We're going to have to take a field goal. Quinnen Williams comes in for the sack. We double pumped on that play. We didn't want to really pass to Noah Fant. It was going to be a complete force. And instead, we're going to wind up with a field goal as long as it doesn't get blocked. And it's through. We still have not been able to see Christian Patterson on the field yet. Rayshon Jenkins is kind of in his spot right now. But we just put on Trenton Simpson, who I'm really excited about. Breece Hall, though, gets a good block. Oh, my God, we missed that tackle so bad. The Quandre can't get to him. Breece Hall finally brought down by Devin Witherspoon off of a 50-yard catch. Or blah, 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 blah. Man, I'm struggling to speak today. Off a 50-yard carry. And they're starting out at the 28 already. Bringing a fake blitz underneath. Trenton Simpson can't force a drop. Instead, it's going to be 2nd and 5. Strachan with the catch. I think that's like their 3rd string tight end. And we're going to come out and go into cover 3. Looking for a bubble RPO potentially here. And we didn't get in the passing lane. Going to be complete to Mecole Hardman. And Zach Wilson is now 3 for 4 with his one incompletion being the interception that Robert Quinn forced. Rayshon Jenkins dropping back into coverage again here underneath. On the right side, though, Devin Bush able to get the tackle on Mecole Hardman. And Hardman, in real life, went back to the Chiefs, but he is still on the Jets in this franchise. And so we're going to sub out Rayshon Jenkins, and we're going to bring in Christian Patterson for a play or two and just see kind of what he can do. Right now, he's on the edge, and he's going to be rushing the quarterback. And underneath, goal! What a great job by Quandre Diggs. I thought Devin Witherspoon was going to pick that off. It was right in his hands. Great defense underneath, over the middle, playing some help on, was that Garrett Wilson? I think it was. Again, we have Christian Patterson rushing. It's going to be a man blitz. They're in I form. It looks like a definite run play. Breece Hall getting out to the left. We have 4 guys there to tackle him. And so his first carry was for 47. His second carry was for a loss of 1. Dropping back into cover 3 again. I'm not too worried about Zach Wilson beating our zone defense. Julian Love is playing a little bit conservative here back, though. Bring it up one-on-one. Never mind. He's just going to throw it away, and they are going to take the field goal. They're going to tie it at least here. But we do have advantage just because we forced that initial turnover to start the game, and we do start the second half with the ball. So we're sort of leading in terms of possession, but the game will be tied if they make this field goal, and they do. If you were curious if we're using a new offensive playbook, we are. So we're not going to be seeing the same offense as we did last year. Ken Walker on the carry, picking up 7 or so yards, picking up 6. The offense should be, fresh, rejuvenated. Hopefully the formations we put together will reflect a little bit more of kind of what the skill set of our sort of offense is, or our players. Hopefully, yeah, like the offense kind of suits our players more than it did last season. Especially with the, with the, the skill that JSN is bringing Ken Walker back as well. I think we should primarily be in 3 wide receiver sets. DK on the inside comes open. A really inaccurate pass from Geno, though. And it gets picked off by Whitehead. It was going to DK. DK was wide open, but just an overthrow. And it goes to Whitehead, who makes us pay getting them down to the 40-yard line. So now we each have 1 turnover. They're spreading us out wide. We're going to come out and cover 1. We have Christian Patterson on Mecole Hardman, though. This is a huge mismatch. On the turnaround, Diggs could have picked it off, but it was so inaccurate. And Wilson's really struggling with the accuracy so far, and we just couldn't make him pay for a really bad ball. We're going to bring Christian Patterson off the left side again here, and we're going to have Devin Bush play a little bit more of the wider area of the field. Breece Hall gets brought down. Finally, Christian Patterson did come over and help with the tackle. Looked like Draymond Jones was in there to begin with the tackle, but it looked like he was going to break that one. Coming out in cover 2 on 3rd and 5. We're expecting them to look for something over the middle. Trenton Simpson playing great coverage. Oh, it was a short out. Great tackle by Devin Witherspoon, but it's going to be enough for a first down pickup. And that's going to move the chains, and Potts is the guy that caught the football. Again, I love what Trenton Simpson could potentially do for us out of the safety spot. He's kind of just, playing box safety, which is similar to just straight up playing linebacker. And underneath, again, Devin Witherspoon coming over. Trenton Simpson helping to tackle from behind. It's going to be 2nd and inches, though. With about 30 seconds left in the first quarter. See if we can slow them down a little bit. Come out and empty, so we know it's probably going to be a pass. Not too worried about Zach Wilson scrambling. He's not that. Oh, man. These short outs are consistently wide open. Doesn't matter if we come out and cover 2. Playing some cloud flats, and they're kind of abusing our zone coverage. All right, we're coming out in man here. They're in empty once again. We got 3 receivers on the right. Good watch out for a bubble. Oh, it's a slant. Garrett Wilson gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Yeah, no. 13 yards and 3 points, mostly because of the defense, but that last series on defense was not great. And Walker on the carry, picking up a few yards, averaging 3 yards per carry so far off of 4 carries. And not really exceptional, but he is kind of a home run hitter where maybe he won't break a lot of tackles, even though he is a really strong back. Maybe he won't break a lot of tackles, but every once in a while he could just break off a 70-yarder easily. On the RPO, looks like it's going to be to Ken Walker. Get a great block from Spencer on the outside. It's still so weird to say that name. Going to run it against. Been working. Ken Walker on the carry. Good lead block. Ken Walker bouncing out to the left side. Gets the edge. Gets the first down pickup before he's brought down. Now picking up some chunks. And Mosley is getting in his face a little bit. Going to stay in strong. I don't know about a read option here. I think we're going to go straight to a pass. Spencer is going to run a wheel. You can see him getting open. He's wide open. A great ball by Geno, getting it over the head of C.J. Mosley, and Spencer did a great job of holding on to it. His first action, as a receiver or a utility fullback at all. Normally he's just in to block so far. Did a great job of making that concentration catch, not losing sight of the football and potentially dropping it, which has become more of a thing recently. Geno over the top. Don't get a lot of thrower. Oh, it was a perfect ball to Noah Fant. Great coverage over the top by the safety, but I felt like we should have been able to squeeze that in there. See, that's the problem, man. He doesn't have that throw power to get it underneath the safety. The safety was able to make a play on the ball and at least force the incompletion just because he's got such a weak arm at this point. Hand it off to Spencer. Spencer. So weird. He picks up a couple of yards, and it's going to be 3rd and manageable at least. Going through the draft board again, looking at our players that we've selected, and I'm really happy with the team. I'm really happy with our draft class. Felt like we did a great job going into the draft of scouting players, and I was not disappointed with who we ended up taking. Toby Nowak, we'll see how he performs. I'm expecting quite a bit out of him, or I was at least out of the draft, but we'll have to wait and see how he performs. Noah Fant underneath, can't hold on to it. It's going to be 4th and 5. And unfortunately, we're going to have to settle for another field goal. And yeah, no, the Jets have quite a bit of momentum. It's kind of unfortunate that we had to settle there. Wasn't a great play call. Threw it underneath. We weren't really focused as we should be. And we're going to be down by 4 at this point. All right, still staying in nickel. This has been working so far for us. We're going to send Christian Patterson again. We're going to have Bush play over the top. It's going to be kind of like a cover 3, cover 4 mixture, but they're sending everyone over the middle. But Christian Patterson gets home, so it pays off. We do get the sack. Zach Wilson just has no eyes, man. He had receivers open there, but he felt like any amount of pressure, and he immediately felt like he had to escape the pocket, and Christian Patterson was able to finish off the play. All right, coming out in cover 3. We're We're going to contain in case he tries to escape outside the pocket again. We're going to use Christian Patterson because his coverage is not great yet. Play action over the middle. Zach Wilson throwing it underneath. Julian Love comes down to help make the tackle, making it 3rd and long. And we're going to drop back into coverage again. We're going to drop back into cover 2 man. And the only thing I don't like about this, we're actually going to go into cover 3 because I don't want Mecole Hardman to be guarded by Christian Patterson. It is a bubble, and Christian Patterson comes down and forces the incompletion. Mecole Hardman couldn't get the block off, and Christian Patterson came in and just blew up Ruckert on the play and forced that incompletion. It wasn't going to go anywhere anyways. He was going to probably make the tackle, even if he held on to it. Trey Flowers drops back. Tyler Lockett on the punt return. Going back right. Does a great job of picking up a couple of yards at least, getting us up to the 41. And the offense comes back out. We got to hope, again, that we can continue to run the football effectively because I'm still not super happy with the passing game. We need people to be really open with really big windows. It feels like anything with a tight window, I'm not sure that Geno can make those passes at this point. And maybe we can get his throw power upgraded again over the course of the season. But it's definitely a glaring issue. After just even throwing a couple balls, I can tell it's bad. Ken Walker makes a cut back inside, picks up a couple more yards. But we can just ride Ken Walker. Hopefully his injury history is not a problem. Hopefully he does not have any sort of injury that forces him to miss multiple games. But really happy, too, with what we've been able to do to upgrade him as a receiving back. He's not, he's not even our best receiving back on the team, and he's not, I wouldn't even call him an exceptional receiving back at this point, but he is at least, serviceable as a receiving back. All right, we're going to switch out of strong, and we're going to go and run a halfback ISO. On a 3rd down, depending on how many yards we pick up, we're going to go into gun. But I don't think they're going to be ready for this run play. Ken Walker picks up the 1st. I like Walker to be open underneath, but I think Fant could get open on this corner route. But it's going to be the 2-minute warning. We're still going to run that same play. Yeah, I think we should have some room over on the right side. Fant hasn't really seen any targets in this game really so far. He had one over the middle that got broken up. Fant one-on-one. Got the time. Fant goes up and he grabs it despite having the safety right on him. Adrian Amos wasn't able to force the incompletion. Great job by Noah Fant, again, with great hands holding onto the football. You're going to try a bubble RPO. Tyler Lockett should be open. No, it's going to be man coverage. Ken Walker is so slippery right now, averaging 7 yards per carry. We're going to let him finish this drive off. We're going to run it once or twice more. As long as he's picking up yards, we're going to keep running him. And it looks like they got a light box with only one linebacker back there. So this should be a free touchdown and easily getting into the end zone. Ken Walker is doing everything for us on offense. And we already noted we have playoff aspirations. Last year we really should have made the playoffs, but we had turnover problems. And the main thing was we didn't have our RB1 on the team. Getting the pick, Tariq Woolen, a bad ball from Zach Wilson, his 2nd interception thrown in the game. Tariq makes him pay, and we can take a 10-point lead potentially before the end of the first half. All right, we're going to try a halfback screen with Ken Walker, who's already been just a great workhorse for us up to this point. Let's see if they see it coming. Ken Walker catches it, cutting back inside, picking up a couple yards. We got 50 seconds left. Time is starting to run down. We have all 3 of our timeouts. No rush. Want to burn a little bit more clock. Don't want the Jets to have any time left. Got DK on the in. I don't love it. Got to throw it away. Just barely got it off in time. Geno is injured, though, on the play, holding his back. Oh, no, man. He took a hit there. And he's on the bench, so I'm not sure what injury he might have. He looked like he was holding his back, and he just walked off the field fine. Yeah, so this means the rookie Sheldon Daniels is in here, and we're really just going to ride Ken Walker, and if we have to settle for a field goal, then it is what it is, but we're looking for JSN on this as well. It looks like it's going to be man coverage. We do have it. Oh, JSN breaks the tackle attempt, getting down to the 17-yard line. Geno has bruised ribs. Re-injury risk is high, so we're going to keep him out for the time being. 25 seconds left. We're going to give Sheldon Daniels a chance to make a play. See if he can do it. Okay, let's see. Over the top. Oh, no. I feel bad for Sheldon Daniels. That was a mistake by me. Just lofted it up, threw it too late. DK already made his break to the middle, and Amos just got to sit there and get a free pick. And so picking up even 3 should have been a guarantee, and instead we're going to take a 3-point lead to half as long as we can stop Zach Wilson, who is scrambling. Finally brought down. They're going to use a timeout with 14 seconds remaining. They're going to try and get in field goal range. We're going to do a little contain. Again, oh, halfback screen. And he just throws it away. And so they're probably just going to take this to half. And so like we had mentioned earlier, we get the ball at half, which is big, with a 3-point lead. And Sheldon Daniels is still in because Geno is still, we're still being cautious with him. Ken Walker on the carry. Breaks it again, averaging 9 yards per carry nearly. And it probably feels bad that your first pass as a professional gets intercepted. Got another opportunity to make a pass happen. Ken Walker holds on to it. You know, just dinking and dunking, that's fine. You know, the thing about Sheldon Daniels that is really his weakness too, that we didn't really think about, is that his deep ball accuracy is what's probably worse about him in his passing game. He's got the throw power. Ken Walker taking it outside again, getting blocks from DK Metcalf. Almost up to 100 yards already. But, yeah, like I was saying, he's got very poor deep ball accuracy. And so, really, we just got to do short passes, or we got to have, like, one-on-one jump balls for DK. We can't rely on really great accuracy or, you know, kind of beating zone coverage in any way, and Marlon Davidson is injured on the play. For example, this looks like it's cover 2 man. We're going to see if we can get this ball. A one-on-one for DK, I think, is a possibility here, and oh, it's just so inaccurate. The one-on-one was there. Sheldon Daniels now 2 for 4. And 3rd and 8, we got to pick this up. I do like this. It looks like it might be man coverage. We're going to send McIntosh out. Actually, we're going to have him block. And I think the scramble might be there, if nothing else. Oh, they're spying, though. And instead, we take the sack. Yeah, they were smart to spy, because I was looking for it. I was looking to scramble. And once again, the rookie cannot put together a scoring drive, unfortunately. And so we haven't put him in too difficult of a situation. Oh, man, Zach Wilson on the keeper again. Wandre can't make the tackle. Julian Love trying to get there. Finally, Tariq Woolen's there to make the tackle. Read option keeper for Zach Wilson. That's a big play. I mean, really, we got to force him to hand the ball off and also just make him make throws. Breece Hall also. I mean, they're combined 6 carries for 100 yards. Did a poor job stopping the run for sure. Got to do a better job for the rest of the game if we want to win this. Underneath, we're there. Christian Patterson combining with Trenton Simpson for the tackle. And we're still holding Zach Wilson under 100 passing yards so far. Where we want to stay at. Breece Hall in the gun. Feel like it's a run. And it's not. It's a pass. We're underneath. Zach Wilson rolling out. Able to complete the pass. Ruckert holds on to it. Patterson finally pushes him out of bounds for another first down pickup. Should have had him stopped earlier without a doubt. We're going to bring some pressure this time because Zach Wilson's got some happy feet going on. And watching over to the right. Why is he so wide open? Quandre coming over to try to make the tackle. Patterson finally makes it. Patterson so far, one thing that has been looking great about him is, despite the fact that he got the sack earlier, is that he is just so great at finishing plays. It's kind of what we were missing without Jordan Brooks and Bobby Wagner. Ooh. Kind of hoping that Trenton Simpson could read that a little bit better. At least forces him out for 3rd and inches. But it is going to be a tough matchup, safety or linebacker on one of the fastest receivers in the NFL. 3rd and inches. Expect a run from Breece Hall. And it's a pass again. Wow, they're really passing it. Oh, Patterson. I was hoping he had a better angle on that pass in the wheel route. And they have another injury on the offensive line. And so they're down to the 15. They're in field goal range already. We know that. But can we keep them to a field goal and not let them have the lead? It's going to be a run out to the left. Patterson. Oh, my God. That didn't happen. I'm going to cut that one. Whew. That was ugly. I've never got spin moved so hard by an AI. 2nd and 5. Anyways. Single back. Play action. We're all over it. Nothing should be open. Nothing's there. Zach Wilson's rolling out. Toby Nowak's got to get there. And Zach Wilson just throws it away. Luckily, Nowak's got that speed to keep up with Zach Wilson. Again, Zach is not the fastest. He tends to scramble and improvise, but he's only got like 83 speed. He's not super quick. But he does have a tendency to, try to escape outside the pocket. Oh, Trenton Simpson couldn't make the play. But Mecole Hardman came back from picking up the first down. He went backwards. It's going to be 4th and inches. And so it looks like they will be going for it. And so we're going to come out in base 3-4. And so we have Jamie Collins in right now. I don't know how I feel about that. Cover 1. Breece Hall. Blocking. Oh, my God. Garrett Wilson punishes us in base 3-4 coverage. We thought it would be a run play on 4th and inches. It was a pass, and I don't know. I felt like in man coverage, our corners should be playing better. But Garrett Wilson is a great wide receiver, and he did beat... Who did he beat on this play? He beat Devin Witherspoon, unfortunately, who is our best man coverage corner on the team. All right, going to try a little play action. Sheldon Daniels is still in, though. I don't love this. Tyler Lockett could get open on play action. They're dropping back, though. It's not going to be there. And we just got to throw it away. We got to get back to running the football. I mean, we are down, but it's only the 3rd quarter. We got to just kind of settle in a little bit. If somebody's got happy feet besides Zach Wilson, it's Sheldon Daniels. And so let's get Ken Walker the ball. Let's pick up some yards on the ground. And, okay, the one time we don't pick up yards on 2nd and 10. All right, we're going to try a little run play because I really just don't trust Sheldon Daniels to make a good pass at this point. And see if we can pick up the first this way. And instead, he's tackled immediately. The block is not there. And Sheldon Daniels is now injured, meaning we're down to Shane Kirkland, our 3rd string backer. And that, I mean, he has not played well at all. Sheldon Daniels with 1 pick. Geno had a pick as well before going out. And, the offense has kind of stunk so far. I do feel like we'd be doing better if Geno was in and finally coming in, making the tackle down at the 43-yard line. But we got to get a stop against Zach Wilson. Garrett Wilson has been killing us so far. Only has 30 receiving yards, but 2 of his 4 catches have been for touchdowns. We're going to keep Sheldon Daniels in. We don't have a lot of risk for putting him in. Shaden Kirkland is a similar overall, and honestly, we just want that consistency. We're going to keep Sheldon Daniels in for the time being. Underneath, Patterson trying to get there for the tackle. Breece Hall evades Tariq Woolen and Christian Patterson, but it finally goes out for only a 1-yard pickup. And we're making Zach Wilson look good, which is one thing I hate. He has 2 touchdowns and 2 picks, which isn't great, but it's better than what I want him to have, basically. And underneath again, this time, Trenton Simpson with the tackle on Garrett Wilson. And really, we just got to find where Garrett Wilson is on the field and really fixate on that. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. Going into the 4th quarter, it's going to be 3rd and 3 on this play. Near midfield, we got to get a stop. Got to get off the field. We're going to come out in cover 2. We don't expect Zach to be throwing it deep. Garrett Wilson's on the left side underneath, and we knew it was probably going over the middle, and we still couldn't stop it. Rucker with another catch. And Zach Wilson's only up to 148 passing yards. He's really just targeting Garrett Wilson and his tight end for the most part. And we still have not seemingly been able to slow this down. The run to Breece Hall. Breece Hall loses a yard on the play. Great job by Trenton Simpson. Again, that block shed. Block shed, block shed, block shed. Even though he's playing safety, he was a linebacker. And he is one of the... now that he's a safety, he's the best block shedding safety in the league. So it's great to have that run support. On the outside, Zach Wilson finding some extra time, but a great job by Tariq Woolen forcing the incompletion. I feel like at that point, that's a fumble. He in a football movie turned around, and then we got the head off, but okay. I don't love that. We're going to call timeout. We had Trenton Simpson matched up on Garrett Wilson in man coverage. They were about to snap the ball. We can't take that. We got to get off the field. This is a crucial point where they're basically almost in field goal range. We just can't. Trenton Simpson is still on. Go to cover 3. Garrett Wilson's on the left side. Throwing it underneath. Doing a great job on the tackles. Trenton Simpson. Isaiah Wynn is injured But they're going to have to punt it away at least. So the timeout was worth it. Normally, I don't like to burn my second half timeouts until, late game, last 2 minutes, if needed. But I felt like that was actually worth it to get a stop there. And so we're going to start at the 6-yard line. Sheldon Daniels is coming back out. We opted to have him come back in and play, even though he has a high risk of re-injury with the foot contusion. Would like to do a stretch to the outside. This could be a big run. Oh, man, he shed immediately. Abe Lucas struggled on the block there, and the last couple of runs for Ken Walker have been for negative yards. And admittedly, Abe Lucas isn't the best run blocking tackle, but, I don't know. Ken Walker, oh my God, that was such a bad truck attempt. It's going to be 3rd and 8 from the 8-yard line. We don't want to put the rookie QB in a position to have another pick thrown. And so the passing game is basically evaporated since Geno went out, which is a concern. And I'm looking. We got Fant wide open. We got to be able to make that throw. Oh, he drops it. No. Wait, Geno made that pass, didn't he? So Geno was backing on that play. I didn't even notice. But good ball by Geno. Went right to Noah Fant, but Noah Fant couldn't hold on to it. There was pressure on him. And earlier in the game, he had a nice catch with someone on his back, so I can't fault him too much. Gonna fair catch it down at the 44. And yeah, no. I mean, what do we got? Like 80 passing yards in this game? I mean, it's brutal. It's brutal, man. Sheldon Daniels was looking pretty rough. The accuracy has been a problem all game, it seems like. And can we pick it off? Oh, almost intercepted by Devin Witherspoon. Doing a great job of baiting Zach Wilson into making that throw to begin with. But a pick would have been massive at this point in the game. Again, they're in empty. Now they're switching into single back. We're going to bring a man blitz out of this. I'm watching Zach Wilson the whole time. Now they're switching back into the gun again. We're coming back out into cover 3. Got to try to get organized. Over the middle on the corner routes. Mecole Hardman. Could see an RPO potentially. Oh my God, another catch. Zach Wilson, nearly 40 pass attempts at this point. It's absurd. But we have done a good job of holding him to just 17 points. I feel like we could have held him to even less. Let's see. We're starting to break here on defense. We've got to get a stop if we can. Good job forcing the incompletion by Tariq Woolen. Saw slants coming a mile away. We ran cover 2, which is going to completely box that up. And now I'm thinking cover 3. I feel like the corner route is coming on the right side. And instead, the wheel route is there for Breece Hall for a touchdown. Game's not over yet, though. There's 4 minutes remaining. We still have 2 timeouts. So as long as we score quickly, we can still get back into this thing. And this is a team that we really should beat with playoff aspirant. Kenny McIntosh breaks multiple tackles. He's not the fastest, though. He's got to get all the way to the end zone. There's guys following him, but he's going to be able to make it just barely. The whole Jets team caught up to him. But a huge kick return touchdown. We needed a quick score, and McIntosh delivered on it. And we are back in this game immediately. Wow. We're going to go for 2 here. That's exactly what we needed, though. We needed a quick score. Our offense wasn't getting it done for us. We're looking for Metcalf and spacing. And instead, we got Lockett. Lockett's got to hold on to it. We did a possession catch. And he gets hit from behind, and it's knocked loose, unfortunately. So it's going to be 5 points. The field goal is going to do nothing for us. We got to get another stop. All right, they're coming out with 2 tight ends in I form. Going to try to prevent them from running the ball. We got some of our best block shedders on the team out right now. Oh, coming in and getting quick pressure. Chandler Jones. You guys didn't know we signed Chandler Jones. Again, another veteran that we signed, for $2 or $3 million. Come in, and he already made an impact. Robert Quinn made an impact earlier. The veterans are showing out, man. Maybe I need to give him more PT if we were trying to win consistently. Mecole Hardman goes down, making it 3rd and 11. But, yeah, Chandler Jones coming out and making plays. Robert Quinn coming out and getting the pick. 3rd and 11. We got to get pressure, though. We're going to send Chandler Jones. We don't need him in coverage. Underneath. Can we get a tackle? Quandre getting hit by Mecole Hardman, but brings down Breece Hall. A huge stop by the defense. Kind of put together just because of that 1 sack by Chandler Jones. And so they're going to be punting it with 2.5 minutes remaining, and we have a shot to win this game. We just got to put together one solid offensive possession. Trey Flowers on the block. Tyler Lockett going down, picking up 0 yards on the return. This feels sort of like a classic Seahawks game where the offense has done nothing and the defense has had to kind of bail us out along with special teams. Oh, Lockett goes up and grabs it. A really bad ball. I will not lie. DJ Reed was all over it. That's going to be the 2-minute warning. We got very lucky that Lockett came down with that ball. Got plenty of time. Let's run Ken Walker here. A good block. Should have brought that one inside instead of taking it out. Picking up just a yard on the play. And then 2nd and 9. Let's try a tight end screen for Noah Fant. Historically, these have not really worked for us, but I am kind of praying that they do. Good block. Noah Fant's got a lot of room. Going and cutting it back inside, getting a block from Tyler Lockett downfield, down to the 40-yard line. Great block set up on that tight end screen. And so, got a minute remaining here. Still got the 2 timeouts. Can't have a turnover, obviously. Don't want to jinx us, but Noah Fant, the one-on-one goes up. There's some PI on that play. Got Lockett on the stop and go. But I like DK on the corner route, too, on the left side. See if we got time to make these throws. DK one-on-one on the outside. He gets his hands on it, but it was going to be out of bounds anyways. All right, we're trying 4 vert, trying to spread him out a little bit. Should be an easy first down pickup. As long as JSN can wiggle his way open, it looks like it's man coverage. Could be zone, though. Actually, I think it might be zone. Yeah, McIntosh wide open. We call our first timeout. No, we don't need to, actually. We're gonna take our time. Coming out and empty again, though. Got JSN on the double move. I'm hoping that he gets open. Looks like it might be zone again. Don't got a lot of time. We're going to scramble forward instead with Geno. We're going to slide down, take a timeout. All right. I really love this play. Looks like it's man coverage, so I think... So when Ken Walker comes over, he's going to bring his man over. It's going to be a one-on-one for Lockett. Should be. On the slant route. As long as we get an accurate pass. And in fact, it's actually zone. And Ken Walker's got some great blocks. Ken Walker racing to the end zone, goes out of bounds at the 3-yard line. With 20 seconds remaining, a touchdown wins it. You've burned enough time that the Jets really have no opportunity to potentially score, but ooh, this is looking... I'm not sure how to feel about this. We're going to get into a run play for Ken Walker. They only got 1 linebacker back there. But it's an outside run. I don't love that. Oh man, we gotta snap it though. Here we go. Ken Walker getting blocks. Trying to fight his way down at the 1. Now we can't afford to do another run play and not convert. So I'm hoping DK comes open on this drag. Going to the outside. Got to throw it away. All right, here's the play I like. We're bringing... I actually don't like this play now that I see it this close to the red zone. We're going to send... Ooh. McIntosh has got to get in there. You got to get in. McIntosh easily... Oh, my God. He does a front flip. Gets into the end zone for the touchdown, though, with only 10 seconds left in the game. And we're going to walk away with a win, but we still need to convert for 2 just in case. Because the Jets do have 3 timeouts. If they delivered like a 70-yard bomb, then they would be able to call a timeout and kick that field goal to tie it. So we got to convert here. But what a play from Kenny McIntosh getting into the end zone. We're going to send Noah Fant on a slant. Fant slant. And JSN on the zig. I'm hoping he gets open. Oh my God. It almost got intercepted. All right, here we go. Coming out in dime. I don't exactly love this coverage, but we know it's a pass, obviously. They got to get downfield in 12 seconds. They got to kick a field goal. The one-on-one. No! Oh, my God. They're at the 44-yard line. They're almost in field goal range already. Holy... All right, we really cannot blow this. 7 seconds remaining. They're looking for something on the outside. It looks like they're in a Hail Mary formation at this point. We're watching the outside. It's not there. Oh, my God. He had it. Zach Wilson, they use a timeout, though. It's going to be from the 35-yard line. They don't have enough time to get an out-of-bounds play. It's just going to be one last shot. So we're going to send everybody. Oh, yeah, take that. I mean, okay. Get a block. And he's going to go down, and we win the game a huge comeback victory to win our first game of the season. It was looking ugly for a while with Sheldon Daniels in and Geno injured. Wasn't sure that anything was going to happen, but McIntosh getting both of our last 2 touchdowns. Now that I think about it, he got the kick return touchdown, and then he got into the end zone on the rushing TD as well. So McIntosh having a massive performance. All of our running backs did well, really. I mean, Charbonnet didn't really see the field, but Ken Walker also had a great game. Geno, 120 passing yards in total, really struggled. Sheldon Daniels, whew. Really rough game, 2 for 5 for only 20 yards. Both of our QBs really underperformed. And the fact that Zach Wilson outperformed our quarterbacks is scary. Ken Walker performing very well, though. 19 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown. And then we also have Kenny McIntosh with only 2 carries, but the game-sealing TD. And then receiving-wise, we shouldn't expect any receivers to really have big games. Noah Fant with 37 yards, Lockett with 31, and we didn't have a single passing touchdown. And then defensively, Trenton Simpson leading the team with tackles. Didn't expect to see that. Chandler Jones with a big sack. Christian Patterson with a sack as well. Mike Morris and Brandon Graham combining for a sack. And then a big interception coming from Robert Quinn to start the game. And then Tariq Woolen also had a pick as well. And no forced fumbles. But then if we're just going to look real quick at the kick return game, obviously McIntosh with that 97-yard return for the touchdown. And so we come out of week 1 with the dub, and Christian Patterson's going to get an upgrade already. And I want to boost his run stopping is already pretty great. I'm going to boost his pass coverage so that he's at least a serviceable linebacker, because I actually foresee him moving from outside linebacker over to interior as a middle linebacker in the long term with his skill set. He could be the next Bobby Wagner. He could be the next Jordan Brooks potentially. So we got to make sure his zone coverage is at least serviceable. His zone coverage is already better than Jordan Brooks, though, I will say. For camp standouts, did we actually get this? Let's see. And so we did get it for Christian Patterson, and so we don't know what that's going to do for him. He got 10,000 XP, so that might be another upgrade. And so that could continue to potentially boost his dev trait too, but we don't know because he still is hidden dev, like we said before. And I don't think we got our key to victory of stopping the passing game, because they actually did pass. Yeah, they did pass for a lot of yards, actually. They barely ran the ball. They had about 10 carries for 100 yards, and then they had about 40 passing attempts. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. We came out with the W, and next week we're going to be playing against, I think it's the Arizona Cardinals. It is. So if you guys enjoyed so far, make sure to hit like. I love to hear comments and feedback for each of these videos. But I'll see you guys in the next episode when we play against the Cardinals, and peace.